Hello class, this is Danny Patino, owner of Symmetric Sounds Production and professional audio engineer.
Correct.
So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. So where are you from, where'd you go to college, and how did you get into audio engineering?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Actually grew up on the northwest side of town, closer to the west side. Went to San Antonio College. Went there for, I would say, almost 2 years. I didn't graduate. I basically one semester away from graduation, but I started in broadcasting, radio, television, mainly radio. I did that for about 30 years. I got into the music business. Basically, it's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. And so I just happened to be going at the right time, right place, meeting the right people, and that I was able to get into it. At first it was rough going because I did have some people that were basically telling me that I wasn't worthy, it wasn't good enough. But I'm one of those types that I never take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And I just kept believing in what I was doing and the direction I wanted to go, and here I am.
There you go. So just explain to me what an audio engineer does. Like, what are kind of the jobs that you worked with that required, a professional audio engineer?
It varies. Everything from just a simple recording, recording a band or an individual, all the way up to, as you know, I do live sound, so I handle audio like that. But as an audio engineer, basically we're just trying to just get the best quality sound on whatever we're working on, whether it be a project in the studio or be out live somewhere.
Yeah.
You want to be able to basically, as I don't know if some of y'all have heard this, but I go by these three things called crisp, clean, and clear. So if I'm able to get those three on the project or on live sound, and that's the goal that I'm trying to get: crisp, clean, and clear, which allows me and everybody who's listening to whatever the project is, you hear everything, including from the drums, the bass, guitar, vocal. You hear the blending of the music, but you also are able to hear the individual instruments at the same time. And so as an audio engineer, you try to get that quality to come out like that.
So as an audio engineer in your career field, what's the most challenging objective, for you?
I guess it would be when the individual or the project itself, they don't come prepared. And so, they come into the studio and they just think, well, okay, we're just going to plug and play and that's it. But for an audio engineer, he needs to know and understand what the project's what is going to be happening, whether it be the live sound or here in the studio. So that way we can have a better perspective of what's needed. There's been a couple of clients that I've had where it was I had an individual come in. He was actually signed to a major label and a major management group. And he shows up, which I thought was all I had to do was just track the individual and then send it up to the label.
Yeah. And
it turned out that I had to actually create the project.
Oh.
From the ground up. The individual just had what basically his lyrics and just didn't have any of the instrumentation left. So I had to go and actually build around his vocal.
So you own Symmetric Sounds. Does anybody else own it with you?
No, I own it outright.
Oh, great. Yeah. So what kind of services do you offer to the music community?
We do everything from simple recordings as far as like an individual all the way up to major bands. We can do mastering. We do the mixed mastering, stuff like that. And then as far as live sound, we can do everything from a small acoustic setting all the way up to a church festival that can have like 10,000 people at their festival, so we can handle all that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So why did you create your own production company instead of just joining another bigger label?
It was kind of funny how I started doing that. I've always wanted to be in the music industry, and so when I was working for in broadcasting, just out of the blue, I did a dance remix of a artist during the time period, which was back in 89, 90, somewhere in there. And as we say today, it went viral, but back then it was sent to one of our sister stations, and then they sent it out to different people, and the artist that I had done that for was really grateful, and it really helped and stuff like that. So I got to be known for doing stuff like that, and I did it more than once. I did it just to do it. And it just grew from there. And I thought, well, it'd be cool if I could have my own little production company or something.
What are the benefits of having your own production company besides being your own boss?
That's the major benefit.
Right, yeah,
but it's actually a plus and a minus because I'm my own boss. I can do whatever I want whenever I want and stuff. But when it really comes down to it, it comes down to me to get the clients. And so if I don't get clients for a period of time, then there's no money coming in.
Right.
So and I've got employees and all that kind of stuff. So I got to go out there and hustle to get the clients and stuff like that. So it's a plus and a minus, but.
Would that be the biggest obstacle, is to find those clients?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I'm fighting with the individuals today who have the home studios and stuff like that. So everybody's starting to do that stuff on their own, which is fine. But a lot of times, you got people who are going to do it themselves that don't know and understand how to actually record. Everybody thinks it's a simple thing. Well, you just hit record and that's it. True, but if you want it to be a commercial valued product, then it's a different thing.
What advancement has helped you with like this new modern era of technology in the music business?
I think what I like about the digital age, it allows me to get through the projects a lot faster and complete them a lot faster on time. I think that's what I like about it. It's like editing the files and stuff like that. It's real quick. I come from old school. I used to edit tape, reel-to-reel tape, and I've got the scars to show of me cutting myself. But going from that to the digital age, where it's just a click of the mouse, click, 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 and it's cut. What I don't like about it is it loses a lot of what I call the resonance of it, the warmth to it, because analog has a little bit more warmth and depth to it versus what digital has. Some of the technologies that they're coming up to record and how to record are, I mean, it's just hard to describe. I've when I first started in this recording stuff, used to do it in analog, and some of the techniques that we used during the analog age, I mean, at that time you thought, wow, that's pretty advanced in what we were doing, and then now with this digital age, I mean, really and truly with the digital age, there's no limits. You can do whatever you want.